you. Welcome to our daily live stream. Welcome to our daily games. My name is Eno Mark 29. If this is your first time here, kindly support the stream or support me or support us by subscribing, and I really appreciate so much. So without saying much, I want to go straight into the game. Last night, I also want to apologize first because of last night. We experienced some technical challenges, difficulties from the side of the stream, from my side of the stream. I want to apologize for that, and I hope and believe that we won't experience that like now or in the near future. That is my hope. So anyway, the game is here. Let's do it. So the first question on the game is, if you could invent something, what would it be? If you could invent something, what would it be? That is question number one. Question number two is, what's the bravest thing you've ever done? What is the bravest thing you've ever done? That is the second question on the game. The third question is, what's your favorite fruit? Yeah. What is your favorite fruit? The fourth question, that is if you could change a name, what will you choose? If you could change a name, what will you choose? The fifth, which is the last question on the game, is, what's your favorite holiday? What is your favorite holiday? So friends, those are the 5 questions on the game. Yeah, you're very welcome to join. That is to contribute from your end, and the game is officially opened. What I want to do here is I want to pin the questions so that it can be easier for you guys to see the game. Welcome all, and feel at home. Yeah, remember the stream is our home, so welcome home. I hope you'll enjoy your stay here. I remember also the stream will last for 2 hours. Yeah, so friend, kindly before anything, kindly subscribe, and then I want to pin the questions. The questions for the game. It's a question game, quiz game. But before that, the first question is, if you could invent something, what would it be? If you could invent something, what would it be? The second one is, what's the bravest thing you've ever done? What is the bravest thing you've ever done? The third question on the game is, what's your favorite fruit? What is your favorite fruit? The fourth question on the game is, if you could change your name, what will you choose? If you could change your name, what will you choose? And then the last question on the game is, what's your favorite holiday? What is your favorite holiday? So my name is Eno Mark, coming to you live from Kenya. I'm streaming from Kenya. Kenya is a country in the east of Africa, and right now the time is 4:20 a.m. Yeah, it's 4:20 a.m. That is East African time. If you're joining us for the first time, friend, kindly subscribe, like, and also share the stream. Yeah, if possible, kindly. Yeah, maybe we're still experiencing some lag in the stream, but I hope it won't last long. Yeah, it's the reason as to why last night we had to end the stream prematurely. Like last night we only spent an hour. Too bad for us. I mean, too bad for me. But here we are again. I'll kindly give the stream a like. So I want to pin the question. If you could invent something, what will it be? That is question number 1. If you could invent something, what will it be? Yeah, kindly friend, kindly subscribe, like and share. I'm pinning the question, like I'm putting the questions down. Remember, it's a question game. Yeah, that is what I'm doing right now. Oh, begin to type afresh. So number 1 is, if you could invent something, what will it be? Alright, so that is the first question on the game. If you could invent something, what will it be? The second question is number 2. What's the bravest thing you've ever done? What's the bravest thing you've ever done? Question game number 3. What's your favorite food? What's your favorite fruit? Question number 4. If you could change your name, if you could change your name, what will you choose? What will you choose? And then the last question is, what's your favorite holiday? What's your favorite holiday? Alright, so friend, the questions are ready. The first one is, if you could invent something, what will it be? The second one is, what's the bravest thing you've ever done? 3. What's your favorite food? 4. If you could change your name, what will you choose? And then the last one is, what's your favorite holiday? Alright, so friend, I think I put in more words than I'm supposed to, so I want to delete a few, like I want to shorten it. Alright. and the game is officially opened to each and every person. Yeah, the questions are here and the game is open. Yeah, there's some music playing in the background. Trying to check and confirm whether it might be interfering or coming into our stream. Yeah, I do not think whether, I think it's good, like it's not too loud for us. Yeah, we are good. We are good. Amazing friend, are you happy? Yeah, remember when it gets to after 30 minutes I'll be mentioning different cities across the world and telling you what time is it. Yeah, so stick with me. As we continue enjoying this amazing stream. Yeah, are you happy to be where you are today? I remember there's a time somebody asked me that question, and then he told me, if you're not happy where you are, you're not. So I'm also telling you that today, if you're not happy where you are, remember you're not stationary there. Yeah, you can move to a different place. Yeah, it's a free world, like they normally say. Here it's 16 degrees. Yeah, it's a very cold. But I know there are places that experience extreme coldness. Yeah, not compared to here. But we are not complaining, we are very happy. We are grateful. It's been 14 minutes since the stream began, and so far we've not really experienced any major challenges. Yeah, though I can see some lags on the stream, but I believe the audio is stable. It's only on the video side that is a bit tricky, but we'll work with what we have, right? Yeah, because if we wait for things to get better, then we might even wait for till forever, right? So we just have to move with what we have. Yeah, I'll remember, like after 30 minutes, like we still have around 16 minutes, I'll be telling you time in different cities across the world, like the time zone. All right. Yeah, kindly subscribe, like and share. The game is pinned. It's a question game, a quiz game. It's pinned here on our on the chat, so friend, you can play it there. Like, you can answer the question that is playing it. And I see we've been around for the past 15 minutes, so it's not been long since the stream began. Yeah, I'm coming to you live from Kenya, and my name is Ino Mark 29. Yeah, you can as well tell us or tell me like where you're watching this stream from. All right. Yeah. So remember, I'll be telling you the time in different cities across the world in 14 minutes from now. Yeah, so if you're coming from a certain city and you want to know the time there, you can mention it. Yeah, put it in the comment section or in the, not comment, but in the chat. Yeah, and then I'll mention it. Yeah, you can also meanwhile say hello to me, greet me, tell me where you're watching the stream from, and I really appreciate so much. So the first question is, if you could invent something, what would it be? If you could invent something, what will it be? The second question on the game is, what's the bravest thing you've ever done? What is the bravest thing you've ever done? The third question is, what's your favorite fruit? What is your favorite fruit? The fourth, if you could change your name, what will you choose? If you could change your name, what will you choose? And then the last question is, what's your favorite holiday? What is your favorite holiday? So those are the 5 questions on the game. Yeah, in a few minutes time I'll also give my answer to that game. Yeah, I'll also take part in playing it. Yeah, I want to also thank you for the 1.93k subscribers. Yeah, we are right now, we are nearly 2,000. Yeah, we have like 60 something to go, so it's been a journey. And remembering January this year, so this is August, so in 7 months time we've managed to get like 1.9 subscribers. Yeah, you can imagine 1.9, because I remember January this year we only had 64 subscribers, but right now in August we have 1.9. Yeah, so we've had like 1,800 plus subscribers in that short period of time. And in Kenya we normally say ni God manze. Yeah, 20 minutes in since this stream began. All right. If you could invent something, what will it be? That is the first question on the game. If you could invent something, what will it be? The second question is, what's the bravest thing you've ever done? What is the bravest thing you've ever done? Question 3 on the game. What's your favorite fruit? What's your favorite fruit? Question 4 is, if you could change your name, what will you choose? If you could change your name, what will you choose? And then the last question is, what's your favorite holiday? What's your favorite holiday? Hello, my good friend Anshu, bro. Good morning to brother. How have you been? You're saying it's 7:07. Wow. Yeah. And then you're saying from 8:30 I'll have to go for classes till 5 p.m. Oh my God. Yeah. Bro, this is very the hours are really long. Or maybe it's like you do not study the whole time. You guys are really serious, yeah? Anyway, it's okay, bro. I understand. Yeah, meanwhile, thank you. Thank you for stopping by, Anshu. How have you been, brother? You're saying Asian studies. Yeah. You see, we here from the East Africa. Okay, let me speak of Kenya, because I've not been to the rest of the countries in this region. Here, in campus, our classes used to end at 4. Yeah. I've never really attended a class past 4 p.m. But anyway, that is good, bro. That is good. You're saying good, but tiring day. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, you just have to bear. In the long run, you're the one who's going to enjoy. You're saying today is an introduction and physics lecture. Yeah. Have you guys, like Anshu, I remember my first day in campus. We were taken for orientation. We were shown different classes, different departments. We were shown different things anyway in the school, including the school bus. Yeah, the campus bus. Have you guys gone through orientation? And how was it, Anshu? Alright, you're saying you'll send a video of your flat view. Alright. And have you been through orientation, brother? Kindly tell us, how was it, if you've experienced that. Yeah, I think Anshu, you've WhatsApped me. I've had the chat coming. Yeah, I've received a notification. Yeah, you had that as well. You had the notification coming. Ricardo, Yeah, you're saying you're back, bro. I'm back, brother Ricardo. How are you? A good friend of ours, also from Jamaica. How are you doing, Ricardo? Welcome home. Yeah, last night our stream was really very unstable, but I'm glad today it's a bit stable. I'm very happy for that. Also, friend, kindly, if you're joining us for the very first time, please subscribe, like, and also share this stream, yeah, to your friends, so that we get to as many people as possible. Also help me hit the 2000 mark of subscribers. And also the game is pinned, like we are it's a question game, so the game is pinned here, but I'll also read it for you. So the first question is, if you could invent something, what will it be? If you could invent something, what will it be? The second question is, what's the bravest thing you've ever done? What is the bravest thing you've ever done? The third one is, what's your favorite fruit? What is your favorite fruit? The fourth question on the game is, if you could change your name, what will you choose? If you could change your name, what will you choose? And then the last question on the game is, what's your favorite holiday? What is your favorite holiday? Yeah, so Ricardo I think is sent something and then retracted. Rex, my friend, bro, how are you? Saying, hey Mark, Ricardo and Anshu, how are we doing? We're doing great, brother. How have you been, Rex? Alright, you're saying you'll answer for me. I'm waiting for the answers, bro. I saw, okay, Anshu, you saying, yo Ricardo, are you going to sleep? Yeah, I think in Jamaica it's evening, around it might be around 9, if not 10 p.m. Alright, Anshu, you saying, Mark, I have to go. Thank you very much, Anshu. We wish you the best, bro. Yeah, we hope you enjoy your new environment. We're wishing you the best. See you in our next stream. Thank you very much for stopping by, Anshu. Have a blessed day ahead. Rex, you're saying, I'm pretty tired, but I got you. I'll always stay up a bit for your streams. Thank you very much for that, bro. Rex, I really appreciate that. And meanwhile, how is everything, Rex, on your side? And then alright, Red. Ricardo, you're saying it's 8:44 p.m. in Jamaica in night. Alright, thank you very much, Ricardo. Yeah, also friend, the question is open actually to each and every person, though it's also optional. If you want to answer the questions, it's free. If you choose not to, we also appreciate you stopping by. Means a lot to us. Yeah, stopping by and chilling with us is really great for us. So the first question is, if you could invent something, what will it be? If you could invent something, what will it be? That is the first question on the game. And then the second one is, what's the bravest thing you've ever done? What is the bravest thing you've ever done? Question number 3, what's your favorite fruit? What's your favorite fruit? Question number 4, if you could change your name, what will you choose? If you could change your name, what will you choose? And then the last question on the game, like they always say, last but not least, is, what's your favorite holiday? What's your favorite holiday? So if I also take the opportunity to answer the questions or to play the game, my first answer is, if you could invent something, what will it be? Personally, I'd invent a means of transportation whereby children, the young ones, could be going express to school and from school. Yeah, like no traffic for them, just easy or smooth to and from school. The second one is, what's the bravest thing you've ever done? Yeah, the bravest thing that I've ever done is I stepped in when a friend of mine was about to be mugged. It was in the night and we were walking home, and then some guys tried to attack him. So I stepped in and then I kinda helped him. The third question is, what's your favorite fruit? Avocado. Yeah, avocado is my favorite fruit. The fourth is, if you could change your name, what will you choose? Yeah, I'd keep Inomark 29. I do not want to change that. And the last question is, what's your favorite holiday? Yeah, Christmas. Yeah, December, Christmas holiday. That is my favorite. So, right. Rex, you've answered. The first question is, if you could invent something, what will it be? You're saying I would mostly likely develop some of my dream video games. Nice one. The second one is, what's the bravest thing you've ever done? You're saying solo skydiving. I'd say, oh bro, yeah, I'm really afraid of heights. Yeah, I cannot try that, though it looks amazing. Yeah, it looks fun actually, but trying that, no, for me, no. And then the third one is, what's your favorite fruit? You're saying lemon. Nice one. The fourth is, if you could change your name, what will you choose? You're saying Marcus. All right. And then the last but not least, what's your favorite holiday? You're saying Jamaica. Some questions today, Mark. Thank you very much, bro. I really appreciate. And then you're saying, oh I'm doing very good myself, thanks for asking. You're saying with the last one, Christmas. My bad, man. Yeah, I understand, bro. Thank you very much, Rex, for answering all our questions, also for playing today's game. Ricardo, you're saying, I like Apple, I like Christmas, my will be Bob. I do understand the first question and two questions. But the first one, if you could, I do understand. Look, you're asking what game? Look, it's a questions game. Yeah, they are questions, but we do it as a game. And then, what is your favorite holiday? Ricardo, you said Christmas. What's your favorite fruit? You said apple. And then, if you could change your name, what will you choose? Ricardo said Bob. All right, Ricardo. Thank you very much as well. I understand. Yeah. So Luke, you see, Luke is among is among the friends who normally shows up, and then Luke never really engages, but he's always with us. So bro, Luke, how have you been? Yeah. Are you saying you just came from a friend's place, you're trying to sleep? Right, bro, we appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, it really means a lot to us. Yeah, and we want to wish you a blessed night, bro. Yeah. You're saying I always engage, I just came. Welcome home, brother Luke. Rex, you're saying, has Daniels returned yet? No, bro. Yeah, I've not heard from him, but I hope he's doing great. Yeah, maybe he's a little busy, which is understandable. Yeah, because I came to realize that you guys are, especially the people that are like you, Rex, Actually, like everybody is busy, yeah, which is a good thing, because when you are idle, it's not really good. Yeah? An idle mind, they say it's a devil's workshop. Like you're asking, where is our brother man? Yeah, we hope he's fine, and we hope he'll join us soon. And then Luke, you're saying, Rex Max getting early dementia. All right. I'm getting old, right? Yeah. Actually, behind me there is a church. I think you can hear some music playing in the background. So earlier on I thought maybe the volume was to affect our stream, but when I was listening, it's good. It's not really that loud. You're saying yay, but we do have lots of new supporters. That is from Rex. Yeah, bro. And then Luke, you're saying, do you remember where I'm from? Like the last time you forgot. Luke, Luke, you come from India, bro. Unless I've forgotten. Saying I think the American also, which is cool. I think I met Jake. Yeah, Jake was even here yesterday morning. You see, right now in Kenya it's in the morning. And then Ricardo is saying, everybody, what number you like and what movie you like. That is a nice. Yeah, look, you're saying Cherrapunji, Shillong. Yeah, I remember that, bro. But Cherrapunji is in India, isn't it, bro? Yeah. I remember you, bro. Luke Augustine. Krang Shuri. You remember that? So Ricardo has a question for us. Is asking like, everybody, what number you like and what movie? Are you asking about a lucky number? A movie that I want to watch like right now is Spider-Man, the new one. I forgot the other name. Like, is it Homecoming or what? Rex, you're saying I like number 17, and I like the movie The Amazing Spider-Man 1. And then look, you're saying I went camping 3 days. Yes, it's in India, a state. Amazing. Yeah, I remember, bro, you telling me that you guys normally get a lot of tourists in Cherrapunji. And then what else did you tell me about Cherrapunji? Yeah, you told me that when a visitor comes, like, you'll have to get a tour guide, somebody to show you around, because you might get lost. Oh, Rex, you're saying you watched it. Yeah, that is what I'm planning to watch. You're saying it's called Spider-Man Brand New Day. Yeah, that one. I'll write it down. Look, I'm sure you're watching this. Brand New Day. Yeah. Nice one. I have to watch it today. And then Rex, you're asking, are you a Marvel fan at all, Mark? Yeah, bro. I've watched very many series from Marvel, including let me try to remember them. Was it Agents of Shield? And then we have Daredevil, and then we have there's one that has a Luke. Is it Luke Cage? Yeah, the guy with some superpowers. And then look, you're saying, so it's a country, state, then provinces, then city. Okay. You also saying I watched Spider-Man, it was amazing. I mean, it was good, alright. So it's like I'm the only one who has not watched this. Yeah, Rex is saying don't spoil it for more guys. Hey, what's your favorite Speedy movie? Speedy? Yeah, I'm lost, bro. You mean Spider-Man movie? Look, you're asking, did you watch the first Spider-Man? Yeah, I think I watched it. Is it the one that has Sandman? Is it Sandman or Stoneman? No, that is not Spider-Man. Glen Goblin. Man, it's been a while. Oh, Spidey, Spider-Man. Alright, bro. Rex. Look, you're saying your favorite was one. Oh, Rex, you're saying no, Mark, that is Spider-Man 3. Then I guess I've not watched the first one. Look, you're saying Goblin, yes. Yeah, it was actually a long time ago. Rex, you're saying your favorite was Amazing Spider-Man 1. I think I've not watched that. If I watched it, then I've forgotten. You're saying just watched it, very good in my opinion. Yeah. You see, from where I come from, like almost every kid, like almost, they're really obsessed. I'd say obsessed with Spider-Man. Yeah, Spider-Man things, the t-shirts, the costume, and then you think the one with lizard. I think I've not watched that, bro. Yeah, that has to be the first. You're saying I'm an 80s kid. I saw the first Spidey movie in wow. Yeah, I've not seen that. Yeah, to be honest, I've not. But I hope to watch it as soon as I get it. Rex is saying you saw Spider-Man 3 as your first. I also think I saw that one. Spider-Man 3, you said it has what was that? Sandman. Yeah, Sandman. Yeah, so I'm really behind in terms of movies. But the other thing is, I think I'm more of a series guy than a movie man, a movie guy. Yeah, because if I maybe try to remember the movies and the series that I've watched, I'd say I've watched many series than movies. And Rex, you're saying you've watched the shows as well, Punisher and Daredevil. Yeah, I wanted, like, I remember having the Punisher and then I never watched it. But Daredevil was really amazing. Yeah. Look, you saying I've watched all and even read comics in the 90s. You see, the funny thing is here where I come from, the comics are like for the rich kids. Yeah, here you cannot even come across a store selling comic books. Like, yeah, it's rare. You have either to go to the city and then there are specific shops that sell them. So it's not really a thing here. Yeah, if maybe you ask a kid like, do you know any comic? They'll tell you no. And then look, you're saying I went with my girlfriend for Daredevil and Spider-Man. Wow. Yeah. Then you're saying childhood girlfriend is in school. Alright. This has to be your first lover. Yeah. The girl that the lady that every man can never forget. Yeah, the first girl that you fell in love with. Rex, you're saying the main thing I'm grateful for is the fact I was born at the right time to play those old Spider-Man games. You're saying good times. Amazing. And look, you're saying I held her hand and I had my first kiss. Those movies. Yeah, I know how it is. I also think Rex, yeah, the first girlfriend. Yeah, you can obviously forget about the rest, but the first one, she's like a tattoo in your head. And if also you are her first, she'll also never forget you. The first love. Amazing. Now the funny thing with me is I've never played any Spider-Man game. You know. I wonder who will teach my children how to play those games. But maybe their friends will. Yeah, anyway, we are still on our quiz game. The first question is, if you could invent something, what will it be? If you could invent something, what will it be? The second one is, what's the bravest thing you've ever done? What's the bravest thing you've ever done? The third question on the game is, what's your favorite fruit? What's your favorite fruit? The fourth question is, if you could change your name, what will you choose? If you could change your name, what will you choose? And then the last question is, what's your favorite holiday? What's your favorite holiday? Rex, you're saying my first love was in high school, and let's just say it was very, you're saying let's not talk about that. All right, bro, we respect that. Ricardo, alright, Ricardo is saying, okay, bro, look, you're saying I played Spider-Man on PS2 and before on my computer, amazing. And then Ricardo, you're saying, hi, hello to brother. And then, hey, cool, that's from Luke. Look, you're saying those big Windows computers. Yeah, the white ones. Rex, your favorite speed game is in those times was Age of Time on PS3. And then look, you're saying all the high school loves are heartbreak, cycle of life. Yeah, bro. That is what actually like makes you a man. Yeah, a heartbreak. Like if you've never been heartbroken, then you can never be a man. Yeah, heartbreaks are what makes us stronger. If you've never been heartbroken, then you've not really come from being a boy to a man. Cycle of life, just like you said it. Rex, you're saying I had them all. Thank God my dad was a gamer. That is what I'm talking about, bro. Like, how will I introduce my children to those games? Now that is the question. I'll be very behind when they suggest or tell me like, father or dad, I want a certain game, and then I'm like, what? Anyway, look, you're saying is your dad 38 like me? Oh, look, you're 38. All right. Come on, his dad has to be older than you. Rex, you're saying, nah, it wasn't a heartbreak, guys. I don't think I have had a relationship heartbreak, but I've had heartbreaks in different contexts. Bro. Yeah, you need to experience a heartbreak, bro. Yeah, you need to experience this. There's something that you feel like you want to die. There's some fire in you. Yeah, you need to experience that. You even lack sleep. Yeah, like no sleep, no appetite. You need to experience that, bro. And not even once. Yeah. Luke is saying I'm already teaching my nephew Mortal Kombat Saga version. And close for me and your dad has played Nintendo and Sega. I have heard of Mortal Kombat, but Sega no. I also think I watched as a movie like Mortal Kombat. Was it from somewhere in Asia? I think I've watched that. Okay, I'm not really sure about it. So also, friend, we've been here for the past 53 minutes. Remember the stream is normally takes 2 hours, so we still have some time. Kindly, if you've joined us for the first time, remember to like, subscribe and share. Also, you can chat with us. It's taken, yeah, not Mortal Kombat, it's taken, yeah. You're right. Yeah, it was also a very long time ago. Yeah, it was a really nice movie. Yeah, so the first question on our game is, if you could invent something, what will it be? If you could invent something, what will it be? The second one is, what's the bravest thing you've ever done? What is the bravest thing you've ever done? The third one is, what's your favorite fruit? What's your favorite fruit? And then the fourth is, if you could change your name, what will you choose? If you could change your name, what will you choose? And then the last question is, what's your favorite holiday? What is your favorite holiday? Rex, you're saying, unfortunately, the way I was raised, I really get emotional over things. It's a shame since I haven't cried in a while, since for some reason crying past age 10 was banned in my house. It sucks. Yeah, and then look, you're saying What's the newest thing in your town, Mark? Like the latest technology. The latest. You see, bro, here in Africa, let me say in my country like Kenya, in terms of technology, we are really behind. Yeah, to be honest. Even when you guys get like phones like iPhone 17, we normally get them later. Yeah, like now here, what is really the latest? Yeah, I'm trying to imagine. Oh yeah, I was in the city like a few months ago. You see those advertising boards, those big ones, those big screens. Yeah, they were just like mounted on buildings just the other day. Yeah, you can imagine for people like Rex, they've been seeing them for years, but we got them just the other day. Those big advertising boards, the screen, the ones that look like big TVs. Yeah, you can imagine. Anything latest? Yeah, you can imagine, like for the many years that I've been in the city, that I was in the city, there's no day I came across let's say like a vehicle like a Lamborghini, like a Bugatti, like sports cars. It's really rare to see them here. Yeah, you can imagine. You can imagine. And also the other thing is, I do not think whether they'll manage to be driven in our roads because we have very big bumps. Yeah, they cannot even pass through. Rex is saying, I don't really play fighter games. I lean towards action-free ROM games. Look, you're saying, I feel you, Rex. I don't get emotional just when I lost my dad. My mom and dad were divorced. So from a very young age, I've worked and been to myself, always alone. Sorry for your loss, bro. And then you're saying, I've seen everything from small, even in villages in India, advertising in a big thing. Yeah, you can imagine. Yeah, in Kenya, they were just invented or brought the other day. Yeah, not that long ago. And then you're saying you've seen them since you were small. You're saying, what about malls and movie halls? Yeah, malls. We have malls, but okay, the malls that we used to have, I believe, are very different from what you guys have. You see, ours were like you see, there's a certain way the modern malls look, and the ones that we used to have here in Kenya. In Kenya, they were like very tiny shops placed together. Yeah, you couldn't find like a hotel in that mall. You couldn't find like something like maybe a movie theater. But nowadays they've begun now going to the modern malls, yeah, whereby you'll find the movie shops there, the comic books that you were talking about store, and other stores like bigger. So in the past they used to be there, but not the modern ones. And then Rex is saying, hey, respect, look, but I ain't trying to seem like an emo girl or anything weird. It's just my upbringing. I'm happy with that. Makes me strong in my mind. Yeah, you see, Rex, actually, bro, the heartbreak I think that I was talking about, it's not about crying. Yeah, it's not really basically crying. Yeah, there's some fire. I think Luke might know this. Yeah, when you get a heartbreak on maybe a girl that you really like, you really love, tells you like it's no longer working, she wants out, or she just snobs you, like ignores you completely, you have no idea what really happened. And then, or maybe you happen to see her like maybe with another guy, like, or maybe she cheats, or maybe you find her flirting with somebody. You see such things. Yeah, they really, like, they kind of mess with your mind. Yeah. Look, you're saying, trust me, India has everything. They show nothing in movies. The British were in India, so they made things from the 18th century. Yeah. Yeah, I can see somebody known as Kiboko. How are you, Kiboko? I'm doing great. And then look, you're saying upbringing is very important thing in life. I respect my school, St. James, for that. That is from Luke. And then Rex is saying, okay, cool. We'll see over time, but for now, forget this topic. All right. So it's been 1 hour and 2 minutes since this stream began. Yeah, amazing. I really appreciate. What do you mean? Like, are you from girl? Rex is not a girl, bro. Rex, you're asking Mark, what you have for dinner? Ugali, right? Yeah, bro. Last night, like, I skipped lunch. So I had to take supper. You see, for the past few days, I guess weeks, I've not been taking supper. The reason being, I think I said it earlier on here. I said I'll not eat until at least I attain something here, like I push this channel to somewhere. So, but last night I did take ugali, and then I've been having stomach upsets for that. It's been a while since I took supper, and then when I took it, I experienced some upsets. Anyway, Rex, yeah, look, you're saying how to type. No problem. Hello, Terry. Good morning. How are you? You're very early. Do you normally wake up this morning, Terry? Yeah. Look, you're saying the way you speak means you really concentrated in high school and put a lot of effort in studies. Yeah, Rex is actually a very serious guy. Yeah, I've not met him personally, but I can tell. Are you saying, oh, also Mark, I know you fast on Thursdays, right? Yeah, bro, that is correct. Today is on a Wednesday, right? Yeah, so I'll take my last meal today evening, and then the next meal will be on Friday. That is correct, bro. Look, you're asking, were you a church boy when you were young, Mark? Yeah, bro, like I think that is where I got the discipline from. Yeah, because for me, growing up, like, it wasn't an option. Like, going to church wasn't optional. It was a must. If not, I'll be on the wrong side. Yeah, so like it wasn't a debate whether you want to go, not, like you had to go. My father never really, I wanted to joke about going to church, like you had to go. Yeah, so I grew up going to church every Sunday morning. Yeah, you had to wake up early, prepare yourself, take a bath, and be ready for church. And then Rex is saying, all right. Oh, Terry, she's a lady. Look, you're saying stomach problems come if you don't eat on time. Then you're saying same, I had to go, but after studying and reading a lot of my views has changed. Yeah, like but I think bro, look, I think growing up you might see it as a punishment, like why do I really have to go to church? Yeah, can't they just let me sleep? Because also the following morning is on a Monday. Yeah, tomorrow I'll have to wake up very early to school. So why can't they just let me sleep to just compensate for tomorrow? Yeah, that is what I really used to ask myself. But it like going to church really helped me big time. I think I would have lost my ways if it were not for the church. Look, you're saying I would even serve mask. You're saying 7:15 a.m. mask, I would go every time. Oh, mask. Bro, you're really tired. Yeah? You need that sleep. You have to be Christian. I look Augustine. Yeah? You're also a church boy. Yeah, that is amazing. Though personally I never got the chance to serve as at the mass, but my parents made sure that I was in church every Sunday. Though nowadays I do not really go, and my reason for not going is very genuine. Yeah, you see, in the past, priests never used to behave like nowadays. Nowadays, priests act like you guys, the congregants, are going to church to give them money. I just went not a while ago, like back in 2025, last year, and I kind of never liked it. Yeah, the way that priest was asking the Christians to he just points at you and tells you, I want you to give me 1,000 Kenyan shillings. I want you next week, I want you to do this. Like, I want you to bring me 2,000 Kenyan shillings. Like, I do not want you guys to offer a coin. Yeah, like I do not want coins in my church. Yeah, I never liked it, to be honest. Yeah. So in the past that never used to happen, but nowadays, anyway, yeah, you're saying I've retired a lot. Now I'm just going to read my books and sleep and sip my whiskey. All right. You're saying churches nowadays, they're business. They are in business. And then you're saying hypocrisy. And then religion has always been a business. I came to know that after 16. Yeah, bro, you see, in the past, we never really used to have such. Although it was there, but nowadays they do not. Like in the past, they used to kind of hide. Nowadays they do it openly. Yeah. And then Rex is saying, you said you don't like church, Mark. No, I like church, but I no longer go to church, Rex. Yeah, I came to realize they are not really like the churches that we used to go in the past. Nowadays, they're like doing business openly. You can imagine you're in church and then a priest tells you, Rex, we have a contribution and I want you to give me 1,000. Okay, I want you to give me $500. Yeah, you can imagine that. In the past, it used to be like, we have a contribution, kindly whatever small you have, bring it. Yeah, but nowadays it's not the same. So that alone made me think twice about going to the church. Look, you're saying I've read so much, now I can challenge any priest. I say, bro, if you try that, they might even throw you out of the church. I've never come across, though like in Kenya now, I've never come across anybody questioning a priest like they don't like it. You see, in countries like, I remember the other day in the US, there's a citizen that approached Biden, the former president, and told him, you've murdered our children, our brothers and our sisters. Yeah, approaching the president and speaking to him. Is it to him or at him? So in Kenya, if you try that, you'll be locked. And then look, you're saying Moses even never parted any sea. It was low tide and high tide. They were crossing in the right time. Yeah, bro, I think when it comes to religion, let's just keep off. Yeah, because there are people that we might trigger, and we do not want that. Like religion and politics, I normally try to avoid that as much as possible, because yeah, they bring some heated arguments that really never end well. So Rex is saying, guys, this is out of my ballpark. I've focused on every other subject in school besides social studies, so I know nothing about politics. He's saying I'm out of the realm. Alright, and then Luke is saying I'm a political honors student. Divine right theory is what we start with. Saying I understand. And then Rex is saying, hey, I'd take math over politics any day. Alright, what about science, bro? Are you not a fan of science? Yeah, and then look, you're saying in India we have to do all. We Indians are smart. Alright. Okay, I think somebody was accusing me of is it dementia? Rex, are you still around, bro? You remember the person who was saying I have dementia? Yeah, he is. Rex is saying, yeah, from what I remember, we usually skip any politics conversations, but do your thing, man. We welcome most discussions. Yeah, if Luke wants to talk about politics, I'll not hold him not to, but for me, I'll stay out of it. So Luke, you're saying till 12 we have to do all subjects. Yeah, I also think that happens here in Kenya. Yeah. Rex is saying I like science very much. I like biology, and look, I'm from Las Vegas. Yeah, he forgot. Yeah, I think 12 meant 12 years. Also, friend, we've been around for the past 1 hour 15 minutes. Yeah, we have like 45 minutes to go. Just to remind you, we are still our quiz game is on, but it will end in the next 15 minutes. Yeah, the game normally takes 1 hour 30 minutes. So just to remind you, the first question on the game was or is, if you could invent something, what will it be? If you could invent something, what will it be? The second question on the game is, what's the bravest thing you've ever done? What is the bravest thing you've ever done? The third question is, what's your favorite fruit? What is your favorite fruit? The fourth question is, if you could change your name, what will you choose? If you could change your name, what will you choose? And then the last one is, what's your favorite holiday? Excuse me. What is your favorite holiday? Look, you're saying, for an American, being so knowledgeable is surprising. Don't mind, but America is the 5th most uneducated country. It's like America only knows about America. Okay, I do not really know that about that. Like, I do not know the most educated people or country. And Rex, you're saying food and physics ED was one of my strongest. I got an A in physics, ED, and A. I think that is an A. Yeah, A plane. In food, my parents were very happy at that time. And like you're saying, you can do your research on that, Rex. That Asians and Indians in America give America knowledge. Actually, it just reminded me, there's something I think I read somewhere, like the people who normally get the highest pay, like the biggest salaries in America, are Indians. Yeah, those guys really earn good money. I read that somewhere. Yeah, there was some statistics and then I saw it. You're saying the Spell Bee champions in America are Chinese. Guess who they beat? China. What do you mean? Chinese and then they beat China, so they beat themselves to that. All right. Rex, you're saying, hey, look, thanks. What you're saying is very true. My trick was always to broaden my knowledge on key information outside of America, general knowledge. Yeah, personally, if Luke hadn't said this, I'd also not know, like he said, America is the 5th most uneducated country. It's like America only knows about America. I never knew that, actually. So you're saying, yes, American Chinese beat China Chinese. And in medicals, American Indians beat the Indians. Oh, now I understand what you meant. Yeah. Rex, you're asking, Mark, how was your school life? My school life, during my time in Kenya, when I was in school, our system was 844. Like you spend 8 years in primary school, 4 years in high school, and then 4 years in campus. So I'd say my grades in primary, they were really good. When I went to secondary, that is high school, they are very shaky. Yeah, but I think when I got to college, I somehow tried to balance myself. Yeah, and I'd say that in high school I did have like not good company. Yeah, I'd say I made friends who are not really supposed to be my friends. So I spent most of my time in high school being a joker. I was a joker, to be honest, in high school, but it is what it is, right? Yeah, and the subjects that I really performed well were English, like languages, and humanities, that is theory and history. Yeah, and then America just aren't that smart. That is from Rex. And then look, you're saying physical education volume 1, 2 and 3 have done PE. And then you're saying anyways, we all have our pros and cons. That is true. And then you're saying my cousin got to CA. She went from class 5 and beat uni students in studies, getting awards. Yeah, she really has to be a genius. Rex is saying, I know one thing. I know this one thing. Did you guys know in the UK their high school is called secondary school, and their structure is year 7, year 8, year 9, year 10, year 11, I think. Personally never knew. This is the first time I'm actually coming across this. Also, yeah, I think we Kenyans, you see, we were colonized by the British. We somehow like our things, how we do things here, even our constitution somehow is somehow related to what happens in the UK. So look, you're saying, Rex, you're saying you guys are smart. I think that is to look at the Indians, right? And then Luke is saying, yes, in India we follow the UK customs as we were colonized by UK for 300 years. You guys also were colonized by the UK. I mean the British. Yeah. And then you think we start from nursery, then kindergarten, then 1 to 10 plus 2 total 12, then college 3 years. Also, so in Kenya we did or they did change the system of education. Nowadays they go like 9-3-3. Yeah, 9 in primary, 3 in high school, 3 in campus. Yeah, so our game only has 6 minutes until we close it. Rex is saying, so the middle school, which will be primary school, they have year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, 6. It's cool and organized. And then you're saying, nursery. Look, you're saying if we want to study more, then we specialize another 2 to 3 years in a subject. Yeah, there are friends of mine from India who told me that you guys in India, like your education, like your studies is the hardest. So friend, kindly, we have 5 minutes on the game. So the first question on the game is, kindly, if also you're joining us for the first time, kindly subscribe, like and share. So the first question is, if you could invent something, what will it be? If you could invent something, what will it be? The second one is, what's the bravest thing you've ever done? What's the bravest thing you've ever done? The third one is, what's your favorite fruit? What is your favorite fruit? The fourth question on the game is, if you could change your name, what will you choose? If you could change your name, what will you choose? And then the last question on the game is, what's your favorite holiday? What is your favorite holiday? So Rex, you're saying, Mark, did you turn into the 3-minute man today? Not yet time, bro. I normally do it at 8 a.m. Yeah, I normally do it on a daily routine. Also, bro, I remember you advised me to like also do like the exercise on my lower part. Yeah, I did introduce some few things, yeah, for the legs to make them also stronger. And then you're saying, did you work out today? Not yet time actually. And then look, you're saying now China is the hardest than Indian. All right. Anshu, bro, you're back. Welcome back. Oh, we are talking about studies, education. Yeah, guys, kindly give me a minute. I'll be back. A minute, kindly. Yeah, welcome back. Anshi, you're saying you feel Rex suffers with English. You're saying Ricardo. Sorry, I meant Ricardo. And then Rex, you're saying, yeah, Mark, always work out that lower side. Me and my friend has this workout called 10 minutes of hell. I'll explain once you're back. Okay, I'm back, bro. Rex, how do you normally do it? Like 10 minutes of hell. Rex, are you saying Ricardo is from Jamaica, I think. Yeah, he comes from Jamaica. Look, you're asking, what happened to the live? It's dark screen now. Has he gone somewhere? Yeah, I stepped out for a minute, but I'm back, bro. Yeah, also I want to remind you, for those who are playing the game, it's actually over. The game is over, so we have 30 more minutes for now for just speaking, talking, connecting. Yeah, the game. Game over. Yeah, Rex bro, I'm back. I'm waiting for the 10 minutes of hell. Yeah, kindly explain that to us. I'm sure I'm not the only person who wants to hear about it. Look, bro, Rex is in Vegas, not Texas. Yeah, here in Kenya, the time is actually 5:49. Yeah, I did promise I was to tell you guys like the time in different cities. So now that we have I do not want the stream to end before I tell you that. Yeah, Luke has to be, Luke has to be either very sleepy, tipsy from his shots, his whiskey shots. So which one is it, Luke? Are you tipsy or sleepy? But I think right now it might be around 8. So Rex, you're saying, so basically we go on a treadmill, set the time for 10 minutes, and for every minute we increase the speed and incline. So for example, when it gets to 5 minutes, we put the speed at 5 and then incline at 5. Wow, yeah, that is intense, bro. You're saying I gave up at 9. Yeah. So Luke is still in Nevada or Sons of Texas. Rex is saying, and let me just say, it was a gin in hell. That is hell, bro. That is hell. Yeah. So in Nairobi, that is here in Kenya, the time is 5:51. In New York, the time is in Nairobi it's on a Wednesday. In New York it's on a Tuesday, 10:51 p.m. London it's on a Wednesday, 3:51 a.m. In Tokyo it's on a Wednesday, 11:51 a.m. So in Vegas, where Rex is, at the time is, allow me to check. Unfortunately, Vegas is not here. So in what I can see is in Washington DC it's 10:52 p.m. In New York it's 10:52 as well. In New Delhi it's 8:22 a.m. In Mumbai, it's 8:22 a.m. In Miami, it's on a Tuesday, 10:52 p.m. In Los Angeles, it's on a Tuesday, 7:52 p.m. It's Las Vegas. It's on a Tuesday, 7:52. Las Vegas is on a Tuesday, 7:53 actually p.m. And then we have Casablanca. It's on a Wednesday, 3:53 a.m. In Rio de Janeiro, it's on a Tuesday, 11:53 p.m. In San Juan, it's on a Tuesday, 10:53 p.m. In Doha, Wednesday, 5:53 p.m. a.m. In Montreal, it's on a Tuesday, 10:53 p.m. In Berlin, Wednesday, 4:53 a.m. Alright, back to the chart. And then all right, look, you're saying C, learning country terms are easy, you don't need the comp. You're saying okay, look, then Rex, you're saying it's almost 8 p.m. Yeah, all right. Look, you're saying just remember the globe and GMT offset. All right, he's saying you will be 2.5 hours from India because you are in the middle. Yeah, that is true. And then so if it's morning here in India, it's night in America. Yeah. And then Rex is saying, look, when you were in school, how did your grading systems work? Did you get letters, grades A, grade B, or was it numbers, grade 3, grade 8? Your answer as well, Mark. For me, it was letters. Yeah, it was letters also for us. Yeah, it was letters. And we also had A, B, C, D. Yeah, there are also those who got E's. Yeah, so they were 5: A, B, C, D, E. Look, you're saying Mark, out of 100 you got 86 marks out of 100. You're saying, yeah, I'm grade A. Wow, bro, you're really smart. Nice one. Big up yourself, Luke. Yeah, so I see Rex is saying, oh, Mark, overall, what level student were you? A grade A? No, bro, I was not a grade A. You're saying I was like a grade B. I mean, I was like a grade C or B minus. Yeah, mine was a C minus. Yeah, mine was a C minus. I'd say I never did really well. Yeah, but it's in the past. Yeah, I never really did well. Yeah, you also did well, Rex. B minus is not a C plane. Yeah, also we have like we have A plane and then A minus. We have a B plane, B plus, B minus, the same to C, the same to D. Like plane plus I even forgot whether it's a plus. It's a plus that begins, though we don't have A plus, right? Rex, you're saying, hey, here's my quote. At least it weren't a D or an F. Yeah. And then Luke, you're saying, just learn now, as it's become so easy with YouTube. But yes, YouTube is half knowledge, and it's dangerous. Always refer to books as it's in detail. Yeah, that is true. That is very true from Luke. Also, look, bro, did you know that in Kenya we have like the in India, like we have a tribe known as India. Yeah. And then Rex, you're saying thanks, Mark. Also, I'm not on Luke's level, but hey, I'll work with what I got. Yeah, Luke he has to be a very sharp-minded. Yeah. You see, Rex, bro, in high school, my parents wanted me to hang out with the likes of Luke in high school, but I I used to hang out with the likes of the guys who used to score D's. Yeah. And then Luke is saying, yes, Americans even have red Indians, but that's totally different ethnicity. Yeah, actually America belongs to the red Indians, I think so. Yeah, that is their country. And then Rex is saying, hey, do you have a tribe called Vegas? No. And then Luke is saying I was the best soccer player and hockey player in school too, highest scorer in 2005. Yeah, bro, you are really good in everything. Yeah. And then Rex is saying, I wonder how Daniels was in school. You see, the thing with Daniels, he never really talks much. Yeah. Daniels is a type of person who's really into gaming and beautiful women. Yeah. Gaming and women. Yeah, so if Daniel visits us is not asking a question about a game, he's asking about a certain model. Yeah, that is what I know him for. So in school, I do not know. But maybe the next time we have him, we'll try to ask him, like, how was it for him? Also, Rex, bro, have you met Rafe? Rafe comes from LA. Have you guys met? Rex is saying, yeah, that is true. Look, you're saying your girlfriend's name was Danielle Jones. She was a tennis player. All right. So, look, you mentioned she no longer plays tennis. Or you guys are no longer together. Yeah, Rafe. You saying Rafe? I have heard Jake mentioning. Oh, yeah. Yesterday he was actually here, yesterday morning. Yeah, he's from LA. So look, you're saying sometimes I like talking to randoms, it's easier to converse. Yeah, Rex is saying one day I'll meet him. Yeah, you guys will meet. He's also a cool guy like you, actually. Yeah. Yeah, at times I normally wonder, like, are you guys even related? Look, you're saying you might visit Rancho Marriage early next year. Amazing, bro. Yeah, what I really know about the US or America is where Rex comes from. Like like visiting America from here, you really have to go through very many processes to get there. Yeah, first you have to apply for the visa, and it can also be rejected because if maybe you cannot prove that you have enough money to last you in there, you cannot go. Yeah, so you have to bring a bank statement. You have to show or prove like strong ties back to Kenya, because it might look like you want to run away to the US, to America, to live there for greener pastures. And then you have to prove that wherever you're going to, like whoever is going to host you, has a good job, a stable job. You have to tell them like for how long exactly you'll be staying there. Like there are so many things, but maybe someday Rex I might visit Vegas and come meet you, bro. And then we have Rex, you're saying we Americans are the same sometimes, Mark. Alright. Yeah, you guys are actually the same. You're saying it's crazy. Yeah, you guys, even how you chat, how you like, there's some certain similarity. I told you I have another friend, a lady friend. I think the lady's only one. Her name is Candice. She comes from which state was that? I've even forgotten the state that she comes from. But she's also great. Yeah. And then though she told me she lives in a okay. I'll not talk about that. That is a bit personal to her. Look, you're saying, Rex, how's Safeway and Walmart doing? It's been long since I've been there. I've heard of Walmart. And then you're saying, anything new with Walmart? Yes, Americans has many roles. Yeah. Then Rex is saying, look, they're doing good, but it's the same pretty much. It's always been like that for years. I like Target more though. Alright. And then you're saying, I think this one is a bit behind. Look, you're saying, I heard here, I heard there was a Walmart which built a skating ring. Is it true? You're saying Walmart is just expensive sometimes. A skating rink, not in my area. I haven't seen one, maybe in LA. Alright. Yeah, so guys, we have only 10 minutes to go. The time is 6:07 a.m. That is East African time. So look, you're saying, yeah, some news saying that they want to build places like China. China has crazy technology in their shopping centers. That is from Luke. Rex is saying, so our Americans are Candice, Jake, Rafe, and Daniels. I think there are like 5. Candice, Jake, Rafe, Daniels, yeah, and you. Yeah, actually. Okay, for the ones that normally chat with me, I'd say you guys are 5. If I've have I forgotten any? Okay, I think we used to have some in the past, but nowadays they normally do not chat, or maybe they do not come to this stream. Yeah, but so far the active ones. Now let me put the active ones. Are you? Yeah, you guys are 5. Rex, Rafe. No, Jake is not actually American. Jake comes from Canada. Yeah, but you guys are 5. I think there's somebody I'm forgetting. Yeah, there's somebody I'm forgetting. And then look, you're saying in China, Shenzhen, they have crazy malls. And then you're saying, yeah, China is insane, very advanced in terms of tech. Yeah, Canada, yeah, that is correct. Look, you're saying same thing, Canada, 54th state. Come on, I think that is Donald Trump who normally says that. Yeah, that Canada belongs to America. Rex, you're asking, wasn't there another Canadian guy? He was here when I joined. Yeah, you see, the thing is, Rex, the other Canadian guy, Denver, is a brother to Jake. They're brothers. Yeah, I think you remember him. His name was Denver. He's a brother to Jake. Jake just told me the other day, like, his brother used to come here, and I asked him what was his name. He told me it's Denver. And then I told him to say hello to him, and then he told me he was asleep actually. Then no, Denver was Canadian. So look, you're saying, so Trump will make them a state. Yeah, Rex, you're asking, wait, it was Denver, Jake's bro. Yeah, they're brothers. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, bro. I was also very surprised. I think Denver is the elder, and then Jake is the younger one. Yeah, you forgot Shane, bro. Yeah, I think it was Shane. And then look, you're saying easiest to go from Texas to Canada, right? Maybe that Rex can tell us that. No, bro, I think that is really far. Yeah, considering where Texas is and then where Canada is to the other far end, I think it's really far. Unless you're talking about Washington DC to moving to Canada, that is easier. Am I right, Rex? You're saying, Shane, how could I forget? Yeah, actually, I spoke to him the other day. He told me his match is nearing and is really putting in the work. He's saying, look, I think so. I have not really traveled to Canada, so I couldn't tell you. Okay. Luke, you're saying you visited Vegas from Canada with your parents when you were a kid. All right. So guys, friend, right now we have like 5 minutes to go. Only 5. Rex is saying, guys, remember I'm not the best at geography. I think I got a C. Alright. And then you're saying, yo, look, how was it, if you can remember? And then look, you're saying I was 8 and I can't remember much. Alright. Just the childhood Kodak photography they show me. Yeah, I remember those photos actually. Oh, so you guys can hear the music. Rex does not know those photos is like Kodak Black. So that music, Rex, is actually coming from there's a function, there's a church behind me. So Rex, that music is coming from is it really that loud? It's coming from a church. Yeah, that is not me playing the music, but you're saying good music. And then look, you remember those pictures with the date on it? Yeah, bro, I remember. Maybe Rex does not know them. And they used to have something like a film behind them. Yeah, you could see it when you put it towards the light. You're saying it's not distracting. That is from... Yeah, I think our streamers started misbehaving. But we are about to wind it up. Yeah, guys, I apologize for that. Yeah. Anyway, I think yeah, when we are about to finish is when the internet is also trying to misbehave on us. Look, you're saying Kodak film. Yes, Kodak is a brand before the digital cameras. Fuji and Kodak. Rex, you're saying the only Kodak I know, guys, is Kodak Black. Yeah, I think that guy Kodak Black stole the name and then kept it after Kodak disappeared. The hip hop singer, right? The rapper. Yeah, I think after the Kodak, I don't think whether it exists anymore. But yeah, it used to have red, yellow, and red colors. Yeah, he's the rapper. Look, you're saying he's the rapper. You're young. Yeah, it just it made me remember him saying that he is better than Lil Wayne. Yeah, Kodak Black actually said that. No, he said he's as good as Lil Wayne, not is good, like better than. Rex, you're saying you're 22, happy to be young. Yeah, bro. Yeah. I also remember being 22, bro. It was like yesterday, and surprisingly, poof, I'm that one. Rex is saying try asking Jake about Kodak. Yeah, he'll not. I think maybe he'll tell me about the rapper. Yeah, Jake is barely 17. Yeah, so guys, we've been around for the past 2 hours and 3 minutes. So I want to take this opportunity to say a big thank you to each and every one of you. Yeah, for joining the stream, for chatting, for chilling with me. I really appreciate that. I do not take it for granted. I want to wish you a blessed night, Rex. Luke, I want to wish you a blessed day ahead. I believe also right here at the time it's 6:20 a.m. So I'll be beginning my day in a few minutes time. And also I think we also have some guys on the stream, but they're not really saying much. So a big thank you, guys. Look, you're saying they call me the immortal Shredder. Rex is saying look, you're saying I still look young. See me. My friends yesterday said I'm not growing. And then Rex, you're saying Kodak Black's the best track in Super Gremlin. In my opinion, check it out. Alright, and then you're saying Yamak and look, you guys look very young for your age. Okay. And then look, you're saying see you man, but we are young, going to do what? You're saying see you man, but what are you going to do? Oh bro, right now I want to at least sleep for a few, like about 2 hours, and then I wake up, and then after that I'll be doing a few chores I want to run here at home after that, and then I'll go like to make a few videos. Yeah, it's also been days since the last time I made a vlog. I'm going to make a vlog, and then after that come edit it, and then after that, like, there's some tiny things that I need to do. Yeah, so guys, Rex and Luke and everybody that is on the stream, thank you very much. I do not take your support for granted. Yeah, kindly let's be doing more of this. Yeah, it has been amazing chatting with you. See you guys in our next stream. My name is Ino Mark 29. If this is your first time here, kindly subscribe, like. Yeah, you can also share the stream. Maybe unless there's somebody with a question, I do not want to lock you out. If you happen to have a question, I believe this is the right time to ask. Rex is saying, hey, anytime Mark, it's always a pleasure being here. Nice meeting you also. Look, bye guys, bye to bro. Look, you're asking, what do you do to sleep? I suffer from insomnia. I think bro, it's hard for me to sleep. So for me, bro, like for example now, after streaming for 2 hours, there's some fatigue I don't normally experience. Like also at night, remember I normally like engage myself during for the whole day. Like I try to be as busy as possible, and then when it gets to 8 p.m. I begin my stream, run it till 10 p.m. So after that I'm normally very tired, so I go to bed immediately, I sleep, and then I just sleep for like 5 hours, and again I'm up. Yeah, yeah, and then I do the stream like right this one, and then after this I'll again, yeah, after this I'm experiencing also some fatigue. Yeah, also what I normally do, look, is I also experience the insomnia you're talking about, but for me I normally put my phone, like either play some music or try to listen to some meditations, yeah, videos. They can make you sleep actually. And then Rex, you said one more thing, Mark, 2 more hours until the 3 minute man comes. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Bye. Thank you very much. So guys, I appreciate you stopping by. Have a blessed day. See you in our next stream. So bye bye for now. My name is Mark 29. Like always, remember to keep peace and take care of your loved ones. Yeah, and also remember to take care of yourself. Peace, like always. All right.